I want it all. And to have it all, we have to risk it all.
Girl, what are you saying?
Stay with me.
Welcome. Hey guys. So today we are gonna be first of all, we're gonna be watching To All the Boys I've Loved Before, to what's it called? P.S. I Still Love You. That's what it's called. So I am really excited for this, mostly because this movie is kickstarting a little, I guess, mini series on my channel that I want to do, in which I talk about and discuss Asian American films, or films centered around Asian Americans. With just this past year, due to COVID and stuff like that, there's just been a rise in like anti-Asian sentiment, and as an Asian American, it's been really tough to have to sit here and stomach all of that, especially recently. So I really wanted to do something a little bit more celebratory in the fact that I am watching movies that highlight, you know, Asian talent, Asian actors, Asian like leads, Asian stories, etc., etc. So that's what we're doing here today. We're kicking it off with To All the Boys I've Loved Before 2. I did the first one a little bit back. I filmed it in February, and I don't think I posted it until March, but whatever. It's there if you want to watch it. I do talk a little bit about the issues I have with the movie and how they seem to have cut corners on Lara Jean's Korean identity, especially when Jenny Han did write it in. I think she did a really great job of balancing Lara Jean being Korean, but also being like a normal teenage girl. I think she executed it really well. The directors and writers and script writers of the movie did not. And I think that is something to acknowledge. But yeah, I'm just going to be talking about it. Again, I'm really excited for this series if I can execute it right. Yeah, last year it didn't go super well because everything was just so hard last year. It was just so bad. I hated it. Yeah, and I was really having a tough time balancing everything, so I didn't get it done last year, but hopefully things will go a little bit better this year. I have seen other people do commentaries on this movie. I'm not gonna act like I haven't. I've seen all the big ones, like I've seen Dylan Is in Trouble, Alex Myers, Trin Lovell, etc., etc. I've seen them do commentaries on it. If I make jokes in like here, my goal is not to like copy them, so just a disclaimer there. I have read the book. I've read the whole series. Update, since my first video on the To All the Boys series, I did finish the third book. I think the series increased, like it got better as the story progressed. So this, in my opinion, is the best book. Probably is my favorite as well, just because I relate to a lot of the growing up themes that were explored in the book. So I've read the whole series. It's been over a year since I've read the second book, so there might be some things that I miss or that I forget. So I apologize for that. And is there anything else I need to say? There is one scene that I hope they include that is in the books, and it really resonated with me. I don't think they'll include it just because, yeah, I'll get there when we get there. Like, I'll talk about it when we get there, but I just don't think they'll include it because I just don't think they will. I did like this book better than the first one, so I'm excited to see how that translates to the movie, because I haven't actually seen the movie. I've only seen the commentaries on it, because like I knew what happened in the book, so I wasn't spoiling myself. Yeah, this is going to be my first time watching this movie, so I am very excited to watch it. So without further ado, let's just get to watching To All the Boys I've Loved Before. P.S. I Still Love You. Also, I'm half Filipino, half Mexican, if you're curious. I don't know if I've mentioned that on my channel before. I might have. But yeah, that's my ethnicity. We are going to watch this movie now. I'm like kind of excited, but not really. I think I'm more excited to talk about this movie because I have a lot of feelings about this book and how things are executed and portrayed, not just in terms of representation, but also in terms of just relationship dynamics, because we'll get there when we get there. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Honestly, as much as people crap on Noah Centineo, these movies are probably his best. Let's be honest with ourselves. Already, I feel like they're presenting Lara Jean as like they're doing a better job of presenting Lara Jean as a real person in this movie already. Because I feel like some of it was kind of forced in the last movie.
Now is not the time to be fantasizing about living in an 80s movie.
Except for today, it's different because it's not a fantasy. This is my real life.
Life is not a rom-com from the 80s, girl. I think that is a toxic mindset to have, that your life is gonna be like a rom-com. Like, don't know if I'm gonna get flamed for that, but...
Don't I look different to you?
She looks way different from the last movie.
You look like he's gonna be here soon and you haven't started getting ready.
She has makeup on.
People say fairy tales aren't real, but sometimes happily ever after is for real. I've been thinking about this moment since I started reading romance novels.
Unpopular opinion. I think romance media in general has kind of skewed people's perception of what an actual romance in real life looks like. I don't know if that's an unpopular opinion. I like that outfit. I definitely like how the last movie, the first movie, was. Oh. Well, there he is, Noah Centineo, but I was talking about the fashion choices. I like the fashion choices that they made, and like I like how these movies are 2 years apart, the first one and this one, and you can tell even by down to the fashion, you can tell that they are 2 years apart.
Gosh, I've never been to Cardenas.
It's a good place.
I'm so excited. This was good. Yeah.
See, like already, like I think like they're playing these characters better, like actual people, than they did in the first one, in my opinion.
They give you the second one just in case you knock the first one off the table.
No, that's not it.
That's what it is.
No, it's not.
See, the banter is so much better this movie.
It's a good thing I have my backup.
No. That scene was put in there to send hearts aflutter everywhere for people who are watching this movie.
I've never been a girlfriend before.
I hope I'm good at it.
I hope I'm good at it. What do you mean?
It's not a wish. It's happening right now, so it can't be. What?
What?
What's up?
See, the banter is so much better. Their chemistry is so much better in this movie. I appreciate that.
You can't think about us breaking up on our first date.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't know, like,
Don't want us to break each other's hearts.
I promise I am not going to break your heart.
foreshadowing.
I promise not to break your heart.
Oh gosh, they're breaking each other's hearts by the end of this movie. Come on, guys. I don't know, like, I don't know why she's thinking, like, oh, we're gonna break up after our first date. I get the fear, I get the general anxiety behind it, behind being in a relationship, but that's part of being in a relationship, is taking that risk and knowing you could break up. You could end up breaking each other's hearts. Also, I think the handwriting was different on that lantern than what was actually originally there, but that's just a nitpick I noticed. Why is the aspect ratio so... I found out what it's called, the like black like borders aspect ratio. I found that out. The aspect ratio is still really large, and I don't know how I feel about that. Honestly, in this movie they're kind of cute. I didn't think that so much in the last movie, but in this movie I think they're definitely doing a better job of showing how much chemistry these two characters actually have. So that's a hanbok if you're curious. I'm not Korean, but that's what it is. It's a traditional Korean clothing. And they wear it normally on Chuseok, which is like a festival, a fall festival. I think it is the equivalent of like a Korean Thanksgiving. And they also wear it for New Year's, which is what's being shown here, New Year's. I only know that because I'm learning Korean, so I'm taking a class at university, so.
My dad says it's important for us to keep our Korean heritage alive. But I know the real reason we make such a big effort on the holidays is because being around her family makes him feel closer to my mom.
Well, it's also a part of you. I get it. Like, I get that, like, it makes you close to your mom, but it is also a part of you, and you shouldn't discount that either. You know, like, that is, like, being Korean is also a part of Lara Jean. It's not just necessarily like a connection to her mother, but it also is like a separate entity from her mom, and it is a part of her. And I think she should acknowledge that. But I do want to clarify that neither of the three girls that they cast are Korean. I know Lana Condor is Vietnamese. I believe the actress who plays Kitty is half Chinese, half white. And then the actress who plays Margot, I believe, is Malaysian and white. So yeah. Also, I want to say that this is actually where one of my favorite scenes from the book happens, and I don't think they're including it in this part.
They started fake dating to make his ex-girlfriend jealous.
I'm like
and
getting
cover up
secondhand
her real
embarrassment.
crush and everything
Kitty's a child, right?
I saw a video of him and some girl doing it in a hot tub.
Please. Why is that on a live stream? That looks like an Instagram live stream.
That's cool, actually.
They didn't portray her correctly from the books to the screen adaptation. They actually did an awful job at it. Because in the books, I think Haven is meant to be a lot more obnoxious than she actually is. Here, she just seems aloof and disinterested. Like, I think in the book, she's like actively obnoxious. You know, since that scene happened, let's talk about the scene that didn't happen that I wish they would have included. And that is the kimchi scene. And if you've read the book, I'm sure you might remember it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. The kimchi kimchi scene that I'm talking about is they go to celebrate New Year with like their mom's side of the family, and Kitty asks Laura Jean for more kimchi. She asks her for kimchi, something like that. She asks for kimchi. I don't know if it's for more or they never had any in the first place. I'm not sure. And Kitty asks Laura Jean, hey, why don't we get our own bowl of kimchi? And Laura Jean says they don't give us our own bowl because they don't think we'll like it because we're only half Korean. And that line really resonated with me a lot as a biracial Asian. And I think I did cry when I first read that because it was just so relatably accurate that it really, I think Jenny Han did a really good job in including that scene in her book. I think she should have, and she did, I think I said a great job at doing it. And I wish they would have included that in this movie because it would have been a really great exploration of Lara Jean's identity and how kind of she feels about it. Because Jenny Han, like I said, Jenny Han does a really great job, and she doesn't make that Lara Jean's personality trait like Jenny Han did it. She did a really good job of integrating that Lara Jean sometimes does have identity issues with being biracial, but like that's not her only defining personality trait. And I wish they would have included that in these movies because it could actually show, hey, you can write about a biracial person's struggles without making that their own personality trait. I don't know. I wish they would have included that because it's such an accurate thing. Like, oh, you won't like this because you're not like full Filipino. You won't like this because you're not full Mexican, you know? And I wish they would have included that in this movie. If they would have included that in this movie, I would forego all other issues I have with this movie and give this a 10 out of 10. But they did not include it, so I unfortunately cannot do that. But yeah, I went on a little tangent there, but it's just something that has been on my mind and I wanted to talk about it. Who puts the address on the back? I've seen people do that and it's surprising to me because I normally put it in the corner.
Wow. It's been what, 5 years since we've seen each other?
I still don't understand how this movie was trying to justify picking Noah Centineo over Jordan Fisher. Like, come on, guys.
Oh my god. John Ambrose McLaren just wrote me a letter.
She completely forgets Peter.
Does this mean he liked me in 6th grade too? Does he like me now?
Girl, you have a boyfriend!
It's not a spontaneous love letter or anything. It's more like a thank you card. There's no need to respond. Wouldn't it be rude not to respond?
Just respond. Give him some updates on your life. Like, you know, your boyfriend.
Have you continued?
I love her hair here.
What am I saying? I can't say that. Dear John Ambrose.
I love her tone in this movie so much better than in the first one.
And I thought maybe that was a sign that we were meant to be. Oh my god.
Girl, you have a boyfriend.
Do I have to tell Peter about this?
Yes, that would probably be the best thing to do. I mean, like, I think it would be the best thing to do. Me personally, just because, you know, it's a love letter and I don't know if John thinks, you know, she likes him or anything like that. You know, I just think it's considerate. I like the way they do her makeup more in this movie than in the last one. I don't know if that's just a personal preference though. Oh my gosh, Shazam.
Okay, I'm out. Enjoy your fight.
It's not a fight, it's just a disagreeing.
Go sign up, seriously.
Y'all are allowed to do things separately from each other. Her outfit's so cute.
That's genius, right?
No, that is genius. I'm with you on this one, Chris.
Like, this friendship dynamic is so much better in this movie than it was in the first one.
Of course, you would do Bellevue.
Is there something wrong with that?
You do want to fit into your jeans come summer. You should probably start ordering a salad.
I don't remember asking for your advice, but thanks anyway.
Is anybody using this chair?
Yes, my boyfriend, he's coming.
Why can't she just give someone the chair while she's waiting and then, like, get one for him when he's there?
Coach made us run the bleachers until everyone practically puked.
Well, you could have let me know.
No texting during practice.
I believe him. That's accurate to my athletic program. Running bleachers till you puked.
You don't have to lift a finger.
Oh, they're kind of cute in this movie. Oh no, am I feeling things? I don't think this happened in the book. It didn't happen in the book, actually. I'm fairly certain. Okay, but why is this kind of cute? It's kind of cute. Oh no.
It's a funny thing, this relationship stuff. One moment, things are upside down, but then there's glitter everywhere. And once it all settles, you're right back in the fairy tale again.
I mean, I guess, but I would describe it as more of like a wavelength. There's ups and downs, but it makes light. It makes sound, you know? Some things that can be seen as beautiful. Did she put milk in her cereal? I really hated that cut. Like, y'all, I hate these cuts. Well, y'all could have just showed her walking in from a closer point of view. Also, I like how they're recycling old clothing pieces from the previous movie, like the pink, like, coat.
Margot loved Bellevue because of the people.
Lana Condor is so pretty. She's so pretty.
You must be Stormy.
And you must be Lara Jean.
I think they had already known each other previously before this book. So it's an interesting decision to make them meet initially here.
No, I think I actually have to wait for Dorothy.
If you'd like a real introduction to this place, follow me.
I'd go find Dorothy. My anxiety would be too bad. Ooh, I like that shot. It was really pretty the way they used colors. Because like the pops of yellow and the blue of the pool and just like the way that it looks nice and like the green grass.
Knitting club. Why you would form a club to do an activity you can do alone is beyond me.
I think it's nice. I join knitting club.
His name is
John Ambrose McLaren.
Please. This is such like fanfic stuff. Oh gosh. Me too though. I'm so clumsy. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment.
Hi, Lara Jean.
Hi. I hate the way they made her execute that.
Follow my finger.
Oh no. Oh no.
What are you doing?
But I hate that they made her fall the way that she did. Because, like, it looks so forced. It looks blatantly forced. And I don't know who gave her the directions to do that.
good. Don't want to get sued again.
Again.
Deal.
Okay.
Ready.
I love that outfit so much. And I'm not like even like that big on what's it called? Shorts with like stockings, but I don't know. That outfit looks pretty cute.
When you wrote those letters, who'd you like the most? You had to have had a
It
favorite.
had to have been John.
I thought having a boyfriend meant the mere idea of other boys left your mind completely. And yet, here I was, totally crazy about Peter, but I couldn't stop replaying my conversation with John Ambrose in my head.
I don't know enough about romantic relationships to say that you're not supposed to be thinking about other people when you're in a relationship, but I'm gonna say that is how it's supposed to be. Maybe. I don't know. You know, like you shouldn't want to be dating someone else while you're dating one person, right? Like that's the way romantic relationships work. Someone let me know because I don't know. This is all speculation from watching romantic relationships fail my whole life.
You're giving Trina a Valentine? Not from me, from Dad.
She shouldn't meddle.
Oh, walk away. Go get your turnovers. I mean, it's one of my success stories. You'd think you'd be a tad more supportive.
But I like it. Not everything's gonna work out the way you want it to, Kitty. And I feel like meddling in people's relationships isn't the best way to go. That's why I offer advice, but that's all I can offer is advice. I'm not going to put myself in the situation and try and fix it or do something for people just because I think it's right, or I think I can do it better, or I think I can fix it, or I think they could get together. I'm not going to be that sort of catalyst. I'll give you advice on what I think you should do, but I'm not going to push you to do that, nor am I going to insert myself into the narrative. And I get it, Kitty's young, she's naive. No, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I think I'll just say it like that. I think she was playing the role of like an 11-year-old girl nicely. That's Jenny Han. I'm like 50% sure that's Jenny Han. I'd be so terrified if this happened to me.
All right, let's get this over with.
I'm the teacher. Let's get this over with.
It's the girls soccer team, right?
Is Lisa Kelly? Yeah, she's nice, dude. I like her.
You know what that reminds me of? This is such a, like, I don't even know if I should talk about this, but I'm gonna be as anonymous as possible. So there was this girl at school, popular girl, you know, at school, who had this boyfriend who was pretty generally popular too, well liked, whatever. And on Valentine's Day, we had like these carnation things that you could send to people anonymously or not anonymously. And someone sent her boyfriend an anonymous carnation note. And we were in class in class. I'm not gonna say what class. And she consulted the teacher. She was like, can you help me figure out who wrote this? And they were like, based on the pattern of the pencil strokes or whatever, because apparently they think they're forensic detectives, they were like, someone wrote it with their left hand, which I'm like, that's not true, because with the stacks of paper, that pencil marking could like get rubbed off, right? They were like, who wrote it? And they started asking girls in our class to write handwriting on like a paper to compare it. And like, they never asked me, but they asked my best friend. Like the teacher did, because they consulted the help of the teacher, because she was one of those cool teachers. But it was so bad. And like, I think they settled on the culprit being a girl who was openly lesbian. Keep that in mind. And like, that girl talked to me about it, and I was like, I'm sorry. Like, they probably just want someone to blame, and it just had to fall on you. I'm sorry. And it was so bad, and I was like, did they not think for a second that, like, it could have just been, like, a middle schooler who just had a crush on your boyfriend and sent him a carnation? Like, calm down. Good grief. Like, I don't think it's, like, wrong that she was upset, but, like, going to the lengths of, like, making the girls in your class write stuff to compare the, like, handwriting, and then accusing an openly lesbian girl of writing the letter to your boyfriend. Like, come on, guys.
Well, heavy is the head that wears
I don't want it.
The friendship dynamic is so better executed in this movie. Every single friendship, every single relationship is just better executed in this movie than it is in the first one.
Where are we going?
Where would she think they're going? Like, really and truly, like, y'all are by the track where you first kissed him. And you're like, man, where are we going?
It's beautiful.
Is it though? No, okay. So that is so much uglier than how I envisioned it when she described it in the book. I have a necklace that I thought was like fit the description. What is like kind of what I imagined the necklace to be. That is way prettier than that. I'll be back. Hold on. Okay, this one. This is what I envisioned it to look like. Something like this. I don't know if you can see it very well. Yeah, so you can kind of see it. This is kind of what I envisioned it to look like. And it's still like a locket too. Hold on, let me... You know what I mean? This is kind of how I envisioned it to look like. But I guess that was not the director's vision. I think I prefer mine. I like mine better.
Here is your card.
I love it.
Why did he sound like he didn't love it?
No one has ever written me a poem before.
And no one still has. Edgar Allan Poe is typing. He said he wants his work back. There he is. Ross Butler.
John Ambrose, good to see you.
Mrs. Glick.
Oh, hi, John.
Everyone loving John. Girl, just go to the bathroom. That doesn't seem like a very private place, but maybe that's just me.
Maybe I'm lame in a cool.
What is she supposed to be, like, toast with butter?
I cannot believe he's downstairs knowing I just read what he read that I wrote.
I would vomit. I'm not kidding. I would throw up.
For Valentine's Day, Peter wrote me the most beautiful poem.
She didn't write you that poem.
But if Peter was sitting here and we were sharing an ice cream sandwich, I don't know, I'd be thinking about, has Peter shared an ice cream sandwich with someone before? If he has, was it with Jen?
I don't know. I feel like this is just me not having ever been in a relationship. But I feel like there is a level of separation you have to have from thinking, oh, has this person done this before with someone else, to this person is doing this with me right now. You know what I mean? Like with any experience.
Do you remember John Ambrose McLaren? He's volunteering at Bellevue with me. Not that it means anything.
Are you sure it doesn't mean anything?
I'm perfectly happy in my relationship with Peter.
It's like, it sounds like she's trying to convince herself that.
The stuff that I was telling you about, like the overthinking, that doesn't happen when I'm with John Ambrose.
So maybe Peter's not the guy for you.
It's about the poem you wrote me.
Who said I wrote it? Or he's like, I never said I wrote it.
I never said that I wrote it.
Yeah.
I wished that I had written it and that I could actually write something like that for you.
You could have. You literally could have. You just didn't. Ultimately. I understand like where the sentiment is coming from, but like there's so much more there if he would have actually written her something as opposed to just searched up love poems and then found Edgar Allan Poe's and like just took it and ran, you know?
At sleepovers, girls used to say, are you Team Peter or Team John?
They put that in there specifically for the fandom.
Even during the slow songs when I couldn't pretend like we were just dancing in a group.
Hey, cut the chit-chat. Call a number.
I was like, there's a crowd here, y'all.
Speaking of Peter Kavinsky, he told me to tell you he says hi.
You guys still hang out?
And on that note, I think I should tell you.
See, right here would have been the best time to tell him that you're dating Peter. Don't they end up having the party here, I feel? Oh no, it's kind of small. I don't know. It's so different from the books that I don't know.
Good to see you.
He like towers over him. Oh my gosh.
Wait, Lara Jean, didn't you get a Seahawks t-shirt because you were trying to impress John?
Oh gosh. That's so personal. I don't know why she'd tell that.
Hey, McLaren, do you remember when you had that stutter?
That is such a low blow on Peter's part.
I noticed you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, well, dude, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm sure that my speech therapist would love to know that her methods were successful.
John, he is so good at he's so resilient.
Does anyone want the last slice?
Too slow.
Just like old times.
Getting too crowded in here. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels stuffy from over here.
I really don't mind.
I think I can handle helping my girlfriend clean up.
Ooh, ah! He looks surprised. That's not a good sign.
Why didn't you tell McLaren that you and I are together?
Well, I wanted to. I tried to. There just never was a good time.
Yes, there was. There was a perfectly good time you could have told him.
So like inviting your ex-girlfriend to your current girlfriend's party.
I did not invite her. Might have mentioned it.
Oh yeah? When?
I don't know. Why does it matter? You're the one who arranged the pizza.
He's such a hypocrite. But so is Lara Jean, so I can't even put this all on him.
Is that why you didn't tell John about us? So you keep your options open?
No, that's not the reason at all.
Are you sure about that?
It would be nice. It would show that you care.
Oh, like sending a serenade to someone on Valentine's Day, maybe?
I didn't think that was your style.
That's not my style.
Okay, so
The thing is, that's what I'm saying. I sympathize with him here because, all relationships are different. What works for one relationship is not going to work for another between you and that person. You know what I mean? It's so complex that, I get why he's you're mad at me for this, but, you have expectations from what you've seen from my previous relationship, but we're not our previous relationship. You know what I mean?
I know I should have told you about me and Peter.
Yeah, you should have.
I'm just embarrassed because I read it all wrong.
No, I think you read it right. I think
It's totally my fault.
a lot on Lara Jean, yeah.
And you called me John Ambrose. It was cool that we both went by our first and middle names. I liked how we had something in common. So I started telling people to call me John Ambrose.
See, he likes her so much that it was good that they had something in common. Lara Jean, John Ambrose.
Yes, yeah, those are valid.
I'd never seen my dad with a crush, but there he was, laughing nervously with his hands in his pockets.
I don't know. I think obviously, I think her and John Ambrose are better together, I think. Because she obviously likes him. And she says she likes Peter, but, I really think it's obvious that she likes John Ambrose more. Oh my gosh! Yeah. Blackpink in your area. Yeah. Kill this love.
I may have had a few missteps.
Surprised YG didn't claim it right out of this movie. I've been sitting on that joke since I saw the teaser where she was getting dressed and I heard this song playing. I think it's just so fitting that they picked this song because this love is about to die in 5 minutes. Give it 5 minutes. This love is gonna be, killed.
LJ! Like the look, he's gonna love it.
Yeah, she looks really cute.
I just saw Peter and Jen together.
They seemed close. And when push comes to shove, you pick her every single time.
that's bullshit.
No, it's
pick you.
kind of true.
She took that video. I told her that if she ever hurt you again, then we were done.
Yikes.
So you
Yikes.
knew.
Yeah,
Yikes.
Lara Jean.
Peter, seriously, let's go. Sorry, LJ, but
Bro, my coach would have left me. I'm not kidding.
If I hadn't come down to find you, you and Jen would be together, and you and I would have never happened.
Yes. But that's the thing, they weren't together at the hot tub. You know what I mean? They weren't together then. So she can't blame that on him that he was waiting for her.
Go.
No, we promised that we were not going to break each other's hearts.
That's a dumb promise anyway, but that's not on him for waiting for Jen, because they technically weren't together. That is on him for keeping the secret that Jen took the video. You know what I mean? It was wrong of Jen to take the video in the first place, but he shouldn't have kept that a secret that Jen took the video. And what else where else did he mess up? I think he does mess up by choosing Jen over Lara. But like Lara didn't she doesn't want to choose between John and Peter. And I wish they would have discussed that more in this movie, because they discuss it more in the book, but they don't discuss it as much in this movie. And I think it really sucks. But besides the point, we'll get there when we get there.
Some mistakes get made,
I wish they didn't make her lip sync.
that's the moral of the story, babe.
I like that, how the bell rings and she gets taken out of it. But I wish they didn't make her lip sync. I think it would have been better. They're giving longing gazes to each other from across the aquarium. That's a pretty shot. I like the colors. It just looks very centered, if that makes sense. I don't know, I like it.
Do you want this back?
Yeah, sure.
I can't do it.
Let me know.
Why are y'all doing this right now? At the aquarium field trip? Y'all could have done it at school. Y'all could have waited till y'all got back. But it had to be here at the aquarium field trip. Why is he going so slow? Those jellyfish aren't real. There's no way those jellyfish are real, right? Are they real? Because they look like maybe they're real. I don't know enough about jellyfish to say they aren't or aren't. Does this happen in the book? I can't remember. It might. The conversation between her and Jen. She's still wearing Uggs.
The person who couldn't get over you was me.
And that's the thing. I think, a lot of media focuses on, getting over romantic love, romantic relationships. But I think we need to realize that friendships are also really important. And I have not ever seen work of media focus on getting over a friend. And I feel like that's just such a disservice to platonic love, because it's hard to get over a friend. It really is. As someone who has gone through friendship, breakups, it's hard. And I think this is a really big example of why it's so hard, is because it's one of those things we used to be so close, but now we're not, and I don't even know how to talk to you anymore. And it hurts, but that's, I guess, what happens.
The reason that I call him is not to hurt you. My parents are splitting up right now. Just really confusing. Peter's been through it.
And here, see, Jen is confiding in Lara.
I hid this over there because I didn't want you to know that I put the same thing in.
This doesn't happen in the book. Lara Jean finds it on her own.
There's a Korean word my grandma taught me. It's called jong. It's the connection between two people that can't be severed. Even when love turns to hate, you will always have tenderness in your heart for them.
Oh, I got chills. That line is really impactful. And I like that they included, again, that aspect of, her Korean culture. And that's what I'm saying, it's hard to get over a friend. And I think this is, a good example of it, of, how tough it can be. You still have, that softness in your heart for that person you were once friends with. And you might not always know how to talk to them or vocalize it. Part of you does still care about them, no matter how much resentment you once held for them for how things ended, or no matter how far apart you've grown. Oh, he's so cute. There's been a stunning lack of John Ambrose in this movie, I feel. I don't know, does anyone else feel that way? I feel that way. I feel like John Ambrose has not been in this movie hardly at all. Would they not get in trouble for this? Nah, the folks at the home will probably vouch for them. I don't know, I'm just really paranoid for breaking the rules. I don't like doing things that could possibly get me in trouble.
I probably shouldn't have even told you that. I know you're with Kavinsky.
Him and I
Are you okay? Let's get some air.
He still has feelings for her, guys. I don't know. I think she obviously likes John more than she likes Peter. I'm gonna be very honest with you. He's noticing that she's not okay, and you know what I mean? Specifically in the books. In the books, they do, of course, I do think they do a better job of showing their chemistry and showing their connection and stuff like that than in the movie. But I just don't know how she picks Peter over John. And I get you want to stay loyal to Peter, but you should be in a relationship with who makes you happy. You know what I mean? There's no snow on the ground. It's so thin.
Are you cold?
Yeah, I'm freezing.
Okay.
Their clothes are probably gonna be soaked.
It's Peter.
I'm sorry.
I feel so bad for him. No, John. I just don't know how she does. How she chose. Like I said, I think they cover it better in the books, but this isn't the books, this is the movies. But even then, I think in the movies they make a point to focus on the fact that she likes John Ambrose more than she likes Peter. I don't know. How did he know she was gonna be here?
Say you didn't like driving in the snow, right?
Okay, that's kind of sweet.
Break my heart into 1,000 pieces.
Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want.
I love you.
I love you too.
Y'all just broke up. I wish they explored it more with the fact that Lara Jean, because obviously throughout this whole movie and even throughout the books for the most part, you're supposed to be rooting for her because obviously she's the protagonist. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't root for her, but I am saying that she's not perfect. She does to Peter what Peter does to her, you know?
You're supposed to make.
Oh my gosh.
I thought.
Is this Marina's song?
I don't want to love in half measures. I want it all. And to have it all, we have to risk it all.
Girl, what are you saying? I don't really know a lot about love, a lot about love, a lot about love, but you're in my head, you're in my blood. Feels so good, it hurts so much. Feels so good, it hurts so much. Yes, I wasn't able to watch this movie like when it came out, like Valentine's Day last year, so well over a year ago. I wasn't able to watch it due to a lot of different reasons, mostly time constraints. Marina was like, she did say that she's like, hey, I made a song for this movie, you should go listen to it. So I did listen to it and I really, really liked it. It's really good. It was on my playlist. I like immediately added it to my playlist. I really like it. But as a movie, that kind of was that movie really kind of bored me a lot more than the book did, because the book never really bored me at all, but this movie did, especially in comparison to the first movie. It was not the most fast-paced, you know, I don't know how else to describe it. I think they did a good job of including her Korean culture, you know, periodically, like Jenny Han did in the book. Of course, Jenny Han included more, but like I said, I really wish they would have included that kimchi scene, but you know, I guess we can't have everything. They could have easily cut out one of those scenes with her dad and Trina in replace of that kimchi scene. I would have preferred that. I really would have. I kind of have to be quick in this wrap up, so I'm sorry. But I don't know, it's a good movie. It's fine. I really don't have any issues with it. I did think it was a little boring and like predictable, obviously, because of the love triangle, which, you know, you can argue whether love triangles are good or not. I don't really have a strong opinion on them, but whatever, you know. I wish one thing they would have explored a little bit more is the fact that Lara Jean's hypocrisy is something I wish they would have explored more. They explore it in the books pretty well, where Peter tells her, like, you want to be someone's first choice. Like, you want me to choose you first, but you don't want to do the same for me. And I think that's a valid complaint of his, because essentially what he does with Jen, which I'm not saying what he does is right, what he does with Jen essentially is what Lara Jean is doing with him and John Ambrose. You know what I mean? Like, her making kind of like an active decision to not tell John that they were dating. You know, it's strange. And obviously both characters are flawed. Both characters are in the wrong in their own right. But like, I don't dislike either of them to the point that I dislike like Sierra Burgess. Whole nother like story. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I thought it was a fine movie. I think they, like I said, I think they did a better job of including, you know, her Korean culture in there. I wish there would have been more exploration of like some of the not deeper topics, but like some of the more, I think, relevant topics, like the fact that Lara Jean is also in the wrong in this relationship. I did like that they included the Jen scene where like they go through like a friendship breakup and like they kind of come to terms with that. I really like that because I think friendship breakups and like platonic love is something that's not explored in media the way I think it should be. I think that's all I have to say. If I have anything else to say, I will include it. Yeah, that I guess concludes my first installment, I guess, in the AAPI May movie marathon, I guess. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think that makes sense. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Okay, my camera cut out right before I could film like my outro, like ending part, but I just wanted to say, hope you have a great day wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.